Back. Now go to the gentleman from Ohio, Mr. Johnson, 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Cohen, has your office done any analysis of the health care law of Obamacare's impact on premiums?
No.
You haven't?
No analysis in the sense that
that's great. We're going to have a fun session here then. So are premiums going up or down for the average consumer? You testified earlier that millions of Americans that don't currently have insurance are going to have insurance in October or
right.
under the law. For the average consumer that has health care today, are their premiums going up or down?
I think we have to wait and see when the plans submit their rates.
But that's not what the president promised. The president promised that supporters would see lower costs. So are people going to see increases or decreases in their premiums?
I think at this point we have to wait and see how the rates come in for 2014. Over time, people absolutely will see lower costs as we see more competition in the system, a broader risk pool, and if you look at the overall healthcare costs that people have to absorb, given tax credits, lower cost sharing, they will see lower costs.
So, well, who's going to see lower cost? What demographics are going to see lower costs? Is it going to be the young? Is it going to be men? Is it going to be women? Is it going to be seniors? Who's going to see the lower costs?
Well, we know that women today can be charged up to 50% more than men just because they're women. So yes, women will see lower costs. And we know that older people can be charged often 5 or 6 times as much because of their age, and that's going to be limited, so they will see lower costs.
Are anybody's premiums going up?
I think we have to wait and see what the rates look like when they come in.
That's a theme that has persisted in this law. Wait and see. Pass it, and then let's see what happens down the road. Well, I tell you what, that's a dangerous way to navigate a ship like America's economy. You know, in the you also write that these programs will keep premiums in the individual and small group markets reasonably priced. What's a reasonable price? Surely you've got some idea what a reasonable price is.
You know, sitting here today, I don't have an answer to that question. We can certainly, you know, come back. I think what I can say is that we know that over the last couple of years, health insurance premiums have been going up at a lower rate than they have been for decades before. I mean, health insurance premiums have gone up by double digits year after year after year, and that's hasn't been
But the American people were promised two things. They were promised that if they liked their current coverage, they could keep it, and that costs would be lowered. You've just confirmed to me that you don't know that to be true anymore. You don't know. You're having to wait and see.
For 2014, over time, you know.
Well, I just asked you that. Were premiums going up or down? And you said you don't know.
For 2014, we have to wait and see those rates.
Okay, let's look out longer than that. Are premiums going up or down?
I expect that premiums will go down relative to what they would have been without the Affordable Care Act.
For who?
For everyone.
For
without the Affordable Care Act, they would be going up higher.
Okay, so then you must know then what defines some reasonable cost. If you know they're going down or you think they're going down, you've got some idea of what that range is. What's reasonable?
The primary factor that goes into what a health care premium is the cost of medical care. And we all know that. That's the primary driver of health care costs. So in order to have premiums truly go down, we need to address the cost of medical care. And the Affordable Care Act and the administration have a number of different ways of
we have a very different,
as far as my program is concerned.
We have a very different understanding of what's driving the cost of health care, because in my opinion what's driving the cost of health care up is the bureaucracy that has now set itself up in Washington to oversee 1/6 of our economy. I've only got a little bit of time left. On the application, one of the questions that the applicants are asked is, do you think the employer's coverage is affordable? Do you think the employer's coverage is affordable? Why do you ask this?
It's
What
one
is affordable health care in your opinion?
It's defined in the statute. The question is asked because it's one of the eligibility requirements, and it's defined in the statute as up to depending on what your income level is, up to 9.5% of your income.
So affordable in your opinion is 9.5, which is almost 10% of a person's income for health care.
It's not my opinion. It's what's in the law.
But what is your opinion of what's affordable?
I don't have an opinion.
Oh, that's good. That's
Gentlemen.
gotcha. I yield back.
Gentleman's time's expired. Now go to the